The Vrexian hunting party materialized at the edge of the settlement, with the characteristic shimmer of short-range teleportation. Their chitinous armor gleamed under the twin suns of Kepler 442b, and their plasma rifles hummed with lethal readiness. They had tracked the human colony for 3 solar cycles, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Commander Jakar clicked his mandibles in satisfaction. The intelligence was correct. Most of the adult humans were in the eastern fields, tending to their crops. The settlement's defense grid was laughably primitive by Vrexian standards. This would be a simple raid. Capture the younglings, demand ransom, establish dominance. Standard protocol for subjugating lesser species. What the Vrexian commander didn't know was that humans had brought more than just themselves to the stars. Kalin Ward sat cross-legged beneath the shade of an oak tree, one of the few Earth species that had successfully adapted to Kepler's soil. At 7 years old, he had known no other home than this frontier world. His parents called him lucky, born among the stars, a child of 2 worlds. Right now, he was simply trying to teach his strange companion a new trick. "Come on, Grimstripe," Kalin urged, holding out a piece of dried fruit. "Paw. Give me your paw." The honey badger regarded him with dark, intelligent eyes that held absolutely zero interest in performing tricks. Grimstripe was not a pet. Though Kalin's mother had tried explaining this many times, he was a survivor, one of Earth's most fearless predators, genetically enhanced for the colony's pest control program. Honey badgers, the xenobiologists had argued, were perfect for frontier worlds, aggressive enough to handle threats, intelligent enough to coexist with humans, and utterly, magnificently, unfazed by danger. 3 smaller shapes tumbled around Grimstripe's stocky body, his cubs, born just months ago in the colony's artificial den system. They wrestled and chirped, practicing the ferocity they would need to survive. The shimmer of teleportation caught Kalin's attention. He looked up to see 6 figures in armor, weapons raised, advancing toward him. His breath caught in his throat. These weren't humans. Their insectoid features and predatory movements triggered every instinctive alarm in his young mind. Well, Shkar's translator crackled. A human spawn. Alone and unprotected. How? Convenient. Kalin scrambled backward, his small hands digging into the dirt. The oak tree pressed against his back, nowhere left to retreat. The aliens spread out in a semicircle, weapons tracking his every movement. "Please," Kalin whispered, his voice shaking. "I didn't do anything wrong." Jakar laughed, a sound like glass breaking. "Wrong? Child, you exist. Your species trespasses on worlds meant for superior beings. But fear not, you'll serve a purpose as leverage." 3 plasma rifles leveled directly at Kalin's chest. The weapons began their charging sequence, a high-pitched whine that promised agony. What happened next would be discussed in xenobiological circles for generations. Grimstripe moved. There was no warning growl, no threatening posture. One moment, the honey badger was sitting peacefully beside Kalin. The next, he was a blur of gray and black fury, launching himself at the nearest Vrexian. His jaws clamped onto the alien's weapon arm with a force that could crack bone. The plasma rifle discharged wildly into the sky as the Vrexian shrieked. "It's just an animal," Jakar commanded. "Kill it." But Grimstripe was not just an animal. He was the evolutionary product of a creature that fought leopards for food, shrugged off venom from the deadliest snakes on Earth, and possessed skin so loose and tough that predators couldn't maintain a grip. Enhanced genetics had only amplified these traits. The first Vrexian went down, throat torn open by surprisingly powerful jaws. Before his companions could react, 3 smaller shapes erupted from beneath the oak tree. The cubs, taught by instinct and their father's example, attacked with the fearless aggression of their species. They were smaller, less experienced, but what they lacked in size they compensated for with sheer, unrelenting savagery. One cub latched onto a Vrexian's ankle joint, where armor plates met. Its teeth found the soft tissue beneath, and the alien toppled. Screaming, another cub went for the eyes, climbing with razor-sharp claws that shredded through the alien's facial protection. "Defensive formation," Jakar bellowed, but his voice carried panic now. This wasn't supposed to happen. Animals fled from superior weaponry. They understood fear. They recognized power. Honey badgers understood neither. Grimstripe moved through the Vrexian formation like a force of nature. Plasma bolts seared the air around him, but his enhanced reflexes, honed by millennia of surviving Earth's most dangerous ecosystems, kept him moving, unpredictable, unstoppable. He leaped, twisted, attacked from angles the Vrexians couldn't anticipate. His claws, reinforced through genetic modification, tore through armor that could withstand small arms fire. Jakar aimed his personal weapon at the child. If he couldn't capture the human, at least he could eliminate it. His finger tightened on the trigger. Grimstripe's jaws closed around his wrist. The commander felt bones crunch, felt his weapon fall away. He stared into those dark, fearless eyes and understood, finally, what humans had brought to the stars. Not just themselves, but the indomitable spirit of Earth itself. The battle lasted 4 minutes. When the colony's security team arrived, alerted by the plasma discharge, they found 6 Vrexian bodies, arranged in a rough circle around a terrified but unharmed child. Grimstripe sat between Kalin and the corpses, blood matting his distinctive stripe. His cubs gathered protectively at his sides. His eyes tracked every approaching human until he recognized Kalin's mother in the crowd. Only then did his posture relax slightly. His job was done. Kalin wrapped his arms around Grimstripe's thick neck, tears streaming down his face. "You saved me," he whispered. "You didn't have to, but you saved me." The honey badger suffered his affection for exactly 5 seconds before grunting and pulling away. He had cubs to clean, wounds to lick, and absolutely no interest in emotional displays. But his dark eyes, meeting Kalin's one last time, held something that might have been understanding. The Vrexian Empire issued a formal complaint about the incident. They demanded reparations for the unprovoked attack on their personnel. The Terran colonial authorities' response was brief and entered the galactic record. Humanity does not travel the stars alone. We bring our world with us, not just our technology, but our companions, our partners in survival. The honey badger Grimstripe and his offspring acted in defense of a human child according to their nature. That nature is fearlessness. Should the Vrexian Empire wish to avoid similar incidents, perhaps they should reconsider pointing weapons at human children. The complaint was quietly withdrawn. In the settlement on Kepler 442b, a new statue was erected near the oak tree. It depicted a stocky, fierce creature standing guard over a small human child. The plaque beneath read simply, "Grimstripe, Earth's gift to the stars." And if you asked any child in that colony what they learned from the story, they would tell you with absolute certainty. Honey badgers don't care about your weapons, your armor, or your threats. Honey badgers only care about protecting their own.